here's some tips for the girls who just need a little help. And audition season comes up very quickly because it's not just about dance when you make a team, it's about how you are as a person. And confidence can be taught through dance. It matters.
Presentation. Whether they can dance or not, we will never know because I'm not
Right.
interested now.
Be a sponge. Be able to be teachable. Just especially TBS and KKSI.
Oftentimes I'm watching them type emails and I'm thinking, and who you gonna send that to?
Right.
Because the body is in the subject and I'm confused. Like, please just delete. Welcome to the Major Business Podcast, where we talk all things auxiliary dance from strategy, structure, leadership, performance, and training. Today we have a special guest, but before we introduce her, I'm your host, Vershawn Lee, and we're going to go ahead and give a few words about her, and then we'll bring her on into the room. So, she is a proud New Jersey native with extensive training in a wide range of dance styles, including ballet, African, lyrical, and more. In 2019, she became a member of the Blue and Gold Marching Machine, performing as part of the Golden Delight Auxiliary at the esteemed North Carolina A&T State University. Her passion for music and service led her to be initiated into the Theta Zeta chapter of Tau Beta Sigma National Honorary Band Sorority Incorporated in the spring of 2020. After earning her degree in kinesiology, she has dedicated herself to the next generation of dancers as a full time high school dance teacher and studio instructor. With a strong foundation in both performance and pedagogy, she continues to inspire young artists through her creativity, discipline, and commitment to excellence. Without further ado, I introduce you to Miss Sydney Clark.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
hey,
Thank you so
hey.
much for having me.
Yes, thank you for being a part. So, to get started, I know that you're from New Jersey. So, how
Jerk.
did your journey lead you to A&T?
Yes, I am a Jersey girl down. I currently live in the South, and this is still a culture shock for me. So a lot of people do wonder how I ended up at North Carolina A&T. In 2017, my mom got me tickets to Honda Battle of the Bands, which was a big battle in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and I was sitting in the audience and I saw A&T perform and I saw Golden Delight and I turned to my mom and I'm like, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna audition. I'm gonna make it with my best friend. Because she dances too, and I'm gonna go to A&T. We're gonna room together. And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yes, like this is my dream. And that's what happened. So I immediately fell in love with the school. I visited and it stood out to me. I visited other schools as well. And nothing was like A&T. Nothing was like the campus, the vibe, the pride. And that was undeniable. So the minute I got in and I made the team, I knew I made the right choice.
Awesome. Excellent story. I love that. All right, so I do want to get right to business. So I will say I first came across your page or virtually met you when when you were doing the reels about preparing the girls for auditions. Okay.
10 things you should know if you want to make your dream HBCU dance team.
I want to ask you because we've all seen it. What what like prompted you to do that? Like, did you see things going wrong? Did you just feel like, oh, these are just the things that I wish I knew? How did it
Mm.
come about?
So that's honestly a great question. I feel like I train a wide variety of girls who have a lot of different backgrounds. And I'm a studio dancer. So my background did not include majorette style, HBCU style, anything. And it was, I wish I had more of a navigation when I was deciding on if I wanted to dance or not in college. And it's not as accessible, especially to our dancers up north. We don't train in majorette style or HBCU style heavy. So videos like that could, help anybody, whether it's me dancing or whether it was just me speaking. So I'm like, you know what? Here are some tips for the girls who just need a little help. And audition season comes up very quickly.
Quick.
So it just came to my head and I'm like, let me just make this video. And I made it and I'm so glad it reached as many dancers as it did, because people are still reaching out to me asking for tips and stuff, but also letting me know that their video really did help them. So why not? Just just putting the information out there.
Yes. So I want to talk about a few things that you mentioned in the video because it was all so much great information. Okay, so you said that you for me, the key word was dream team. Okay. I think a lot of girls live in delusion, right? They do have dream teams, but sometimes the dream team it does not always match up to what the skill set says, right? Or they don't prepare properly for said dream team. So I did really love how you said that. So I just I was like that's what got me hooked. I was like, dream team. What else what's she about to say? But you did mention something about being organized. And so like how did you prepare in terms of getting organized or maintaining being organized while being a part of the team?
Okay, so before I made the team, a big shout out to my mom. My mom is an educator. She's now a principal. She's been an educator my whole life.
Awesome.
So she is organized. Like everything has a spreadsheet, everything has a place. So she really played a role in when I was auditioning for the team, because at the time, Golden Delight, you had to bring like paper stuff. So you had to bring a
Mhm.
headshot. But now I think everything is kind of just virtually, like through a portal. But we had to basically like have a binder with all our stuff. And just reading through instructions, making sure you have everything for audition. So my mom was really like my example on how to be organized, especially transitioning into college and being so far away from my family. So after I made the team, I kind of kept those same attributes. So I have a planner for everything. I have a hard planner that I write in. I have a calendar on my phone, on my computer, a whiteboard. Especially since I'm a teacher, so I live like three different lives. I'm like an educator during the week, and then I still teach dance on the side, and I travel, and then I'm 24, so I'm outside having fun and doing what 24-year-olds need to do. So it's a lot going on, but definitely my planner. While in undergrad, I like to write a lot, so I have to-do lists. Every day I have a to-do list, and I still do that now. So I make sure I get stuff done, use reminders, taking initiative to just get ahead on my work. And that really helps me a lot because band is insanely um tiring.
Yeah.
tiring.
Yeah.
So it's
And
like
time consuming. Yes.
right. When you're tired, you don't really feel like doing your work. So I took the opportunity to get stuff done while I had the time, and that helped me as well. And then once I joined my chapter, that kind of helped me too, because you have to keep a certain GPA. Even when you're on Golden Light, you have to keep a certain GPA. So having that little fire under my butt really helped me stay organized and stay on top of my work.
Mm. Yeah, I used to really take advantage of like those trips on the bus, and I couldn't
Hmm.
wait till everybody shut up and go to sleep so I can just turn my little
Yeah.
light on and get to work. Yes, is that life is wild. You also mentioned about connecting and networking. Now, a lot of girls, now I mean, from my years of coaching high school and also teaching high school girls, they don't usually realize that they are connecting and networking when they're going places. We would go to conventions or stuff like that. But like,
Right.
how can they intentionally, if you have any advice on how they can intentionally like make connections and network when they're going to these classes and things that you suggested?
Um, there's a few ways I would say. So one, I would say always be your best self. That's the best way to network. Like for example, you saw my video. That was my best self. That was my best product. I posted on Instagram. Now we're here. So if you show up to a class and you show your best self, the choreographer or the person that's already on that team is going to want to work with you, because they're like, okay, she's ready. She has the look. She can dance. She can speak. You're showing your best self, even if you're
Mhm.
not directly saying, "Hey, I want to network with you because you're on da 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 da." Even if you're just making small talk and saying where you're from, what you've been doing growing up, that's networking as well. So I feel like sometimes people overthink it. People like to see the genuine side of people, because it's not just about dance when you make a team, it's about how you are as a person.
Mhm.
Nobody's going to on the team that's just mean, can't hold a conversation, can't do an interview or anything like that. So I think that's one way, just being yourself and putting yourself out there, speaking when you entering a room. That can be a small thing that helps you stand out compared to other people. Um, I would also say book a private. That's the best way to network because you have that one-on-one experience with somebody, and it can give you more insight into a team. They can, just have more one-on-one experiences that's going to help you make a team, but also connect because 9 times out of 10, the people who you're booking a private with was probably a captain of the team or very close with the coach of that team. So
Mhm.
that's a direct connection to, getting you kind of in the door or having the
Yeah.
coach see your face prior to auditions so that when they get there they already had their eye on you. I would also say build your social media. I tell my dance team post right now, good or bad, post what you're doing because you never know who's going to see that video. So that's another way to network. They can be like, oh my god, I've been watching you since high school, I can't wait till you try to audition for the team. You already networking and we on two different sides of the country. So you never know who is watching and who can have a conversation around you even when you're not in the room. Um the last thing I would say about networking is to have fun with it. I would say the best example is me, Kishaya, and Kalia. We're all from 3 different teams, but now we're hosting classes together. We've built a bond and a sisterhood. And we just all happen to be Tau Beta Sigma, but we all
Okay.
marched in 3 different bands in 3 different places. Kishaya marched at Jackson State. I marched at A&T. Kalia is marching at Alabama State. So we networked with each other to build this class that has really like took off. We just came back from
Mhm.
Chicago, and while we were there, we were networking with other studios that came to our class and they want us to come back and teach and stuff like that. So just by us connecting and bringing our talent somewhere else, we're networking with other people, but we're still having fun. We love to dance. It's nothing new to us, and we get to have a good time with each other. So, it's like business and pleasure at the same time, and it's benefiting a lot of people.
So now, did y'all meet at like a TBS convention or something? Or
No. So Kishaya and Kalia had already kind of knew each other because I graduated A&T in December 23. They both graduated after me. Kalia is about to graduate in May, and Kishaya graduated, I think, spring of 23. So they already knew each other. And I had texted Kishaya, I think, to just come and have her host something at the studio I teach at here. And she's like, I'm like, maybe we have one more person. She's like, what about Kalia? And I'm like, Kalia, long story short, Kalia ends up living in Greensboro already. Like her family lives here. And
oh,
I here. And I'm like, girl, what? Like, of course I didn't know that because she was, attending Alabama State, but this is home for her. So we connected through there. We taught our first class together. And then after that, it's like we just became close. And we're all from different parts of the country. I'm from Jersey. Kalia's from Chicago. Kishaya is originally from Memphis. So it's like 3 different people that kind of came together. But it's really fun. I love our bond, and we're all learning from each other. Keisha teach me how to book, and and Kalia teach me how to prance like a stingray. Like, so it's just really fun and relaxing after you're on a team for so long doing one style. So I can't wait till our next class. I can't wait to see them again.
that's such a fun story. All right, so you also talked about being a studio girl and
Yes.
converting from studio
Yes.
girl to the field. Now, I was with you on that when I said, "Oh, that was me." Now, I did dance in high school, but I have seen so many times where girls will come from a studio like, "Yeah, I want to go, audition," because all along they wanted to do, HBCU dance style or auxiliary dance or, majorette or whatever you want to call it. They always want to do that, but depending on how competitive your studio is, you don't
Right.
have the opportunity to do that because most times you can't do both. Says the studio owner or the parent, whomever, because sometimes it's, the fees are high on both
Yep.
sides. So you were talking about, preparing to be outside. So,
Oh, and
what was that
understand.
experience like for you? Did you
Y'all
dance
don't
in high school,
understand.
or were you straight from the studio
No,
to
I
Golden
danced.
Delight?
I
Okay,
danced in
okay.
high school, but Jersey is a little different. Like we don't do. It's not a. It's a. It's like a. It's mimicking HBCU. But when I was in high school, 2019. Well, I graduated 2019. And so 2019. So like basically 15 to 19. uh it was not giving HBCU.
Oh,
It was something close to it, but it wasn't giving that. So I wasn't prepared for the sex appeal aspect of HBCU. I will say that.
got it.
Technique wise, oh, I had that in the bag. Like I can turn, I can give you a jump, I can learn choreography quick. But when it came to the actual swag of HBCU dance, I did not have that really until my junior year on the team, if I'm being honest. Until my junior year on Going Delight, I felt like I didn't like actually execute the real style of it. But the other shock to me was the weather. Like it gets hot in Jersey, but
But
like
not like North Carolina.
not in North Carolina. And they called my coach, she calls me Chocolate Jersey because I used to get so dark during band camp and I'm from Jersey. And I used to be out there just chocolate, dark. I used to have two different shades of makeup for the seasons because I was literally like so tan. It was hot. And then the other shock is like, no, this is not just dance. This is band. And if you know band, you know you're gonna work out excessively. So I'm like, I'm not just here dancing. We're not gonna go to the studio. Like, where's the AC? Like, it was just insane to me. But it truly is a once in a lifetime experience. And it was also shocking to me the culture of the South. Everybody's very nice. And I'm not saying people from Jersey are mean, but it was a yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir type of situation. And I was not accustomed to that. So that was a little crazy for me because band has a certain discipline
Yeah.
that you have to, that's expected. So that took a little getting used to as well. Also, everything happened very fast. In Jersey, we graduate towards the end of June. So my summer kind of went really fast.
Oh,
I had to go to band camp. I had to come here for something Golden Delight the night of my graduation. I graduated from high school. I went to like this little graduation party, and that night we got on the road and came to North Carolina. So
okay.
everything happened really fast. I had a 3 week band camp my first year, and it was just I was like, whoa, like this is a lot. This is a lot. Um, but I don't know. I was like, all right, let's just do it. And then that same year I crossed TBS. So I had done everything my freshman year. Which I'm glad because the year right after that, well, that spring was COVID.
Kobe,
So
yeah.
it was a lot on, but yeah, it was a very big culture shock. And to my studio girlies, like get outside right now, get in the field right now. Because dancing on grass and dancing on Marley is two different ball
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
is
I
completely,
mean, and
and
then
people,
even like you mentioned, like dancing in, grass versus turf.
Mhm.
And, like you said, and it's true, even sometimes you on like asphalt or like, I mean, cement or something. Because sometimes I
Right.
know in high school that, you'll be dancing. Sometimes it's like they'll draw the field in the parking lot
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
with the
Oh,
lines and stuff.
ANT not better because where our practice field is also where tailgate is. It's also outside. So if it rains, we cannot see lines. So you're really just out there guessing. And if you never dance on a football field, like I didn't really, you didn't really have to know yard lines. So Dr. Ruff out there telling us to get on the yard line. I'm like, what yard line are you talking about? I can't see. It's hot. I'm sweating. It was too much.
Wow, but then you like so okay, so when COVID happened, did y'all like go home like everybody did and then came back that next season?
So we went
Because that
home
whole
and
thing was a blur for me.
it was. And when we came back, there was no football. So the band was just making, excuse me, just making videos. We did a lot of video concepts. We did like a little mini movie. It was really just videos and practice, and it felt so weird. But then when we came back that next season for football, we had to wear masks still, which
Mm.
was terrible. Dancing in a mask.
Yeah, because I saw those videos. So I wasn't sure if that was the 2020 like season or what. That was the
One,
21 season.
it was 2020 and 2021. I think were both. 2020 was probably just videos, not football games, and 2021 was probably football games with masks.
Okay,
And I
okay,
just
okay.
went so hard that my mask would come off because I just could not breathe. I'm like, it has to fall off. And they trying to make them cute. And they were sparkly. They were cute, but I could not breathe at all.
Yeah, those masks was not it. Like, but I mean, at least y'all were outside, so it wasn't as bad. But yeah, yeah, I definitely get it. Sisterhood, and I know you talked about making the connections and things like that, but you also talk about like the one of the benefits of being a part of the team is connecting and like bonding with your sisters. And then you have your band family. So tell us like about some of the your lasting relationships from that on while you were on the team.
I love my sisters. It was 12 of us, which is a lot. We had a very odd story because half of us came from studio and half of us came from like majorette booking down. Like it was no in between.
Mm.
But I feel like that also helped us because we had the girls who were like already ready to just hop into the HBCU style and they could like really get it. And then some of us that were like, okay, we can help you with the technique, but we need help with the HBCU style. So we really worked together really well. We came up with a lot of bomb choreo. I love our field shows from 2019. Um, I love my sisters. A lot of them became nurses. So I'm very, very, very proud of them. One of my sisters, she's about to get married in August. So I get to go to my first wedding and it's hers. So I'm so happy for
Oh,
her.
fun.
Also became going to like with my best friend from home, and she lives about an hour from me, so that kind of helped grow our bond as well because we came from high school together and then we danced together, and then four of us were left by 2023. So we got super close and we were kind of like leading the team because we were the oldest. But that was fun because by then we had marched 4 years, and by your fourth year you're like, when's the game? Let's do it. Let's have fun. Let's check out this choreo. My band family, I can't explain how much they helped me through just transitioning from Jersey to here. We truly did lean on each other, especially our first year. I think we were all like in shock of, your first experience in band, and we became very close. And I feel like now I can travel anywhere and meet up with somebody from, my crab year, anything like that. Especially TBS and KKSI. That's like one huge family, and it's always great to meet somebody who's a part of the organization. Especially now because I'll go and I'll I just did a camp, well, clinic at a high school in Atlanta, and the band director is KKSI, and so we
Wait,
connected
what
through there.
school?
Hampton High School. It was in Hampton,
Oh,
Georgia.
okay.
Yes, so I went there and we had connected already because he's KK Science TBS, so we had already connected on Instagram. So it kind of always feels like home wherever I'm at, especially at a band event. I cannot go anywhere without seeing somebody I know and just, you know, bonding over band, over those experiences.
Right. For me, in terms of like the sisterhood, we still like gather and
Mhm.
whatnot. And it was so crazy because at the combine, because you did mention that too, Ebony Harris and I are good friends. And I also remember when she posted about you. Actually, she's the one that posted for me to see you in that reel. So I was like, wait, who is this? But yeah, so love her. But at her combine for on the 50, there were so many, but I danced. Well, my freshman year, I danced at for Bubbling Brown Sugar and Morris Brown.
Mhm.
This is like for it closed down. Telling my age, but then, but then I
Oh wait, so you
transferred.
know Mr. Warner?
Who?
Do you know Mr. Warner?
Mr. Warner. Yeah,
Um,
Thomas. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. TJ,
yes,
TJ.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep, I know TJ. So yeah, so that was my freshman year I went there. Then I transferred to South Carolina State, so I was Champaign. So I was Captain Champaign 2022. But it was so much, it's like so many of us that was Champagne in the room. So like there were two that was recruiting for Voorhees, and then there was one that's now the new coach at Talladega, and
Mm,
then of course myself, and then who else was there? But it was so many of us like representing like different schools and
yeah,
whatnot. So it was just super cool to like see my people. But outside of, like you said, the weddings and the, I mean, baby showers, and then all the things, like it's just to like still be connected like to
right.
these people. So yes, I totally get it. But a lot of times like the girls, when you're coaching a high, because you coach a high school team, and so you understand when you're trying to get them to understand like the sisterhood of the things, and like, do y'all realize that these girls, like the person standing next to you could still be your friend 10 years, 20 years from now? Like that's wild. Like my
And what
one of
I
my
will
best
say is,
friends.
like, my high school team, they've done a great job at understanding that more recently. I've been stressing sisterhood, I've been stressing accountability. And I realize that they get it because they'll be like, "Oh, let me text my sister," and I'm like, "Did you text your sister? Like, who
Right,
are you?"
okay.
I love it because they're checking in on each other. They're making sure, everybody has everything, knows the choreo. And I'm very big on accountability. I know all the girls may not want to go on and dance in college or professionally, but there's bigger things to take away from being on a dance team.
Yeah.
I feel like they realize that who they have as their coach, and not even to be cocky, but I have, the experience to lead younger girls and guide them to where they want to go. And I feel like now they're really starting to take advantage of that, and they're starting to build their social media, do more privates, try different styles. So the goal is,
Mm.
get them where they want to audition to, or be able to, that they're so good that they can go and audition anywhere. So
Anywhere. Exactly. That should be the goal.
they're getting
Be
in
prepared
shape
for all
right
the
now.
things.
Yes.
You never know what opportunities might fall in your lap. But yeah, one of my best friends, we've been dancing together from at the studio since we was 3. She's a year older than me. So she was 4, I was 3. And we still
Hmm.
like right now work at the same studio. So so I'm
So
like,
sweet.
yeah. Yeah, these people that you're standing next to 20 years from now, 30 years from now, y'all could actually still be friends, and that's wild. So,
Yeah.
okay, well, I do want to ask you about like your life after HBCU, because a lot of girls, they leave HBCU and then they like wonder what's next, right? They don't really make a plan. And you're a planner girl. So, um how did you decide that you would do take the teaching route versus the dancer route, or are you trying to merge the two?
I'm trying to merge the two, if I'm being honest. But I'm realistic. It's not cheap. The lifestyle I like to live is not cheap, and I need to have a job. So right after college, I didn't go to school for education. I went to school for kinesiology, and I had like put my resume out there, knowing I was going to graduate in December, and I had expectations of working in sports science. But God had different plans, and the high school that reached out to me. I got the interview, and the room was full of Aggies, Aggie pride, and so
Mm.
that helped. They were also full of previous marchers from the Blue and Gold Marching Machine. So they had already kind of, knew who I was and knew my name. And I think I really took advantage of getting my name out there while I was on the team, which helped me get the job at the high school. So once I started that, I'm like, okay, I like teaching. And it's crazy because my whole life I was like, I'll never be a teacher because my mom was a teacher. And I'm like, she coming home, she's like, I'm tired of these kids, you know. And I'm
Right.
like, oh, I'll never be a teacher. And look at me now, a teacher. And so she kind of inspired me in a way because I already knew a lot about teaching before I got the job, even though I didn't go to school for education. So I was very prepared to lead. And it's teaching dance. And I kind of had a little bit more free reign because there was no dance teacher there before I got there. So all the
Oh,
lessons
yeah.
do are created by me. The choreography is created by me. I built up the space. So now we have mirrors, Marley floor, we have more costumes and stuff. It just feels more like a dance space. So that kind of intrigued me, and I was like, okay, I'll stay here for a few years. And now I'm getting my post bachelorette in dance ed and at UNCG. So now I'm going to be like a certified dance teacher and see where that takes me. But I also do still train. I go and take class. I still teach. And the goal is to perform on stage. I love to perform. I love to be on stage. I want to perform for artists. I want to tour. I want to do all that. But it can get hard to balance both, especially when you have a team. And I dedicate a lot of time to my team and to my girls. And I love that. But now I'm starting to, this is my third year in teaching. So I'm starting to figure out when to give to my team and when to give to myself. I think my first 2 years were just survival mode and getting used to adulthood, but now I'm getting used to that, and I'm trying to figure out career wise. Okay, girl, you want to dance? Let's dance. So I'm trying to get more back into that, and if that means I'm taking HBCU style on to the stage, and I'm taking HBCU style. If that means hip hop, ballet, whatever it is, I'm training in everything, so I'm prepared for everything. But what I will say to people who are interested in doing education is to one, major in education in undergrad. I feel like that would have helped me a lot more, especially like logistically. Becoming certified, you could do that in undergrad and you could just go straight through. But now I'm back in school while I'm teaching to become certified, so it's a lot to balance. So I would have definitely went to school for education. I would also say choose your district wisely. Because every district is different. Every district
They aren't
operates.
equal for sure.
So just look into what the district does, look into the other arts programs that they have. I have a great group of other dance teachers in the district that have supported me a lot, and I have teachers and admin that have supported me, so I'm really grateful for that. And I would also say, try to think of your lessons beforehand. That's what I did. I got all my lesson plans done before school started, because I know about dance, and I'm very, very interested in history and the history of dance and Black
Mm.
music. So a lot of my students can tell you a lot about Black dance and Black music, because I go heavy on that during my lectures. So they take the information they learn and they put it together with the dance style, and then we do a show, and I let them have creative freedom as well. So that's kind of my life after HBCU. However, I'm still very involved in HBCU by teaching classes. And I go to other studios. I've been to Louisiana. I've been to St. Louis at Diva University with Coriel, and just all over the country teaching dance on the side. And then, of course, connecting with my other dance sisters and seeing where that takes us as well.
All right, so I have been watching your videos too, and you're amazing. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
I'm like, yes, she does belong on somebody's stage. Absolutely. So would you see? Do you see yourself moving? Like, would do you think that would be a part of the plan? If okay.
Like, get up out of here. And also a big role of that is that I'm a city girl. I am a city girl. The country is not for me. And this wouldn't even be considered the country, but my part of Jersey is very, very close to New York. So I'm used to that fast paced lifestyle. So I see still the South in my future, but like more of a city like area, maybe like Houston, so that I can still get the best of both worlds and I can also network within the dance world as well.
Wait, you think it's a dance world in Houston?
A little bit, a little bit. I would never move to Atlanta.
Why not?
It's too many people. it's
Because you
too
know,
many
I mean, we
people.
are full. I ain't
It's
gonna, we
full. It's
are,
over
but
capacity. It's full. I would probably move outside of Atlanta if anything. I would never probably stay like directly in Atlanta.
oh yeah,
Um,
no, I mean, I won't say none of us do. Obviously, some people do, but
right,
the suburb is Hampton. That's you go to the
right,
outskirts, set up
right,
shop there, and
right. But
then
well,
you drive
I
into
don't
the
move
city when
anywhere.
necessary.
Right. I don't move anywhere without a full time job. So if that full time job is in Atlanta, then I move to Atlanta. If it's in
We got
Houston, then I
we
move.
got teacher jobs here. We have dance teacher jobs here.
Yeah, I might be in the A. I might be in the A
Then you
soon.
know what?
But
I definitely should also connect you to a guy named Sean. He was the coach. He's now at like the what is it called? Fine arts like chair or director, coordinator, something at Tri
mhm,
Cities right now. But
mhm.
he was at Washington High School and he was coaching, but he's, also performed with, Usher and things like that. But he travels. I don't know how he does it. Now, I ain't gonna tell you no story, but I connect you to Sean, but he travels and he comes back. I do know, obviously, your mom is a principal. You know how this thing works. He, I more than likely has a connection, right? He's been there for a long time. He has a connection to the principal, to the administration, so they allow him to do certain things as long as his ducks are, things are in order. But his kids also win when they go to competition too, so it's like he can move around a little bit more because he has that flexibility because of what he can show and prove too, right?
Right.
He's already conditioned the program to be what it is. So, but yeah, I can see how that could work. But I mean, of course, then there's subbing, but I know you have to make sure you're financially stable. But the dance world does thrive here, like dance career
Yes.
wise.
Oh, for sure. I'm not doubting that. But that's a different conversation. Atlanta's just a different conversation. But I'm open to moving anywhere that has opportunity. I don't think in the long run I would stay in Atlanta, like to build
Mhm.
my family and my life. But for a few years to get my career started, I would definitely do that. Because I've seen, the opportunities that have been presented in Atlanta. So I
Yeah.
definitely is not definitely not pushed to the side. But yeah, moving here, I never left Greensboro after college. So now I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little tired of it. A little bit slower for me. So I'm excited to see where my next steps take me.
Yeah, yeah. You'll land just where you're supposed to be. So it'll all happen in due time. But definitely, I can totally see you as a professional dancer on your little journey. uh, but no, okay. So what I do want to discuss lastly before we go, your involvement with like different organizations and the professionalism that comes along with being a part of, going to work for or with people, right? What suggestions do you have for, say, HBCU girls or even coaches, because you're also a high school coach? What suggestions do you have for them to make sure they can be in these places and remain in these places, if you get what I'm saying,
Yeah.
professionally?
One, I would say I thrive because I have been invested in what I do. I've been dancing since I was 2. So people trust what I'm doing because I'm so deep into dance. I'm getting my another degree in dance. I've been, I've done a lot of different styles. So sometimes I come across a lot of coaches, especially when I judge major competitions that have no dance experience. You're not going to get into the rooms you want to get into because you don't even know where those rooms are because that's not your realm.
Mm.
So I would say definitely like invest in yourself to help your girls. Like, for example, I'll train in J set style because one of my girls wants to make J sets. I can't, we can't bring a J set in every practice, so I got to get to it so I can get her and help her get there. So
Yeah.
I think people aren't investing enough time in their team and looking at what the team's needs. The team's needs comes first, and everything in the dark comes to the light. So what you invest in your team is going to come back one way or another. So that's definitely the first thing. The second thing would be to connect on Instagram. People don't use Instagram enough. Like follow, comment, like be invested in other people's content because the more they see you and see your Instagram name pop up and just you interacting with their content, they're like, oh, maybe I should reach out to them. Maybe I should see if they're interested in this and or coming to this event or stuff like that. And they might even give your team a discount, if it comes to that. So that's a big thing. I would also say know what you're talking about. A lot of people don't know what
Yeah.
they're talking about.
Sadly, you
Know
have
what
to say that, but yes.
Yes, know what you're talking about. Like, it's very surprising to me because I'm usually the youngest in the room, but sometimes I feel like the oldest because of the knowledge I've had. I listen to my coaches very intentionally. And when you're in HBCU band, it's a lot going on. And sometimes for some people, the chaos of HBCU band throws them off, but they're not actually listening to what's being said. I learned so much from HBCU band that I can sit here and have conversations like this because I know what I'm talking about. I'm very knowledgeable. I've listened to my coaches and I've observed how they're acting with the team. What are they doing? Like, even down to little things like we sit around in a circle and go into like the night before a performance and we put our uniforms in a bag. Now I do that with my girls, but it makes the
Mhm.
day so much easier the next day. So not everything is like like super big, but it helps because now
Yeah.
my team, I'm pretty sure I have like one of the most organized high school dance teams in the county simply because I listen to my coaches. And at the time, I feel like some people it doesn't work because at the time when they have to listen to people and they don't want to, they're like, why is this happening? They're confused. Like, why do we have to do this? Why do we have to do this? Why do we no, but are you listening to why we really have to do this? Like, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
So people aren't like they're not be a sponge, be able to be teachable. Just because you're
Mhm.
power doesn't mean you know everything. I don't know everything. That's why I bring outside people in sometimes so I can learn. Like today, my girls had a makeup class and I learned stuff how to do my makeup too. So it's helping the girls, but it's also helping me. So just being able to be teachable and lead by example is a huge thing. If I'm asking my girls to do something, I'm doing it too. If my girls gotta go run because they don't know something, I'm gonna run too because at some point it was my fault. Maybe I didn't communicate that the
Mhm.
best my ability. So and a lot of people aren't like that. And I feel like you're gonna network and end up in those rooms you want to be in if that's what you have inside of you. It's not always like, oh, I'm doing this, so why am I not there? You're doing it, but you're not living it. You're not practicing it on a daily basis. Like, this
Mhm.
is just something you're trying to do so you can open that door, but that's not even the right key. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
you're
yeah,
not
yeah.
even on the key chain right now. You're just trying to do it and do it and do it so that you could get somewhere, but you're not really invested in what you're doing. So I think because I have invested in what I'm doing and I've, took losses and I've gotten awards and I've, the good and the bad, I've worked through the good and the bad. I think a lot of people also they get into a bad space and they just want to stop. They just want to quit. And one thing I love about marching the HBCU band is you can have a terrible performance, but guess what? You had practice the next day.
The
They do
next
not
day.
care. You could have a
Ugh.
terrible day. You just got broken up with. You don't got no more money on your food swipes, and you right at that practice field. So I feel like it's also helped me because I know like I can take so much more than other people. I can stay up later to make up choreo. I can set aside time to work with my girls more and like just sacrifice because that's what I'm accustomed to. It takes sacrifice and it takes heart. And once you have that, then you'll start to see things being presented to you that you wouldn't have thought because people can feel energy. Like people can feel when you're like, okay, she she know what she's talking about versus the person you're just like, girl, like, get on my face. Like it's a different vibe, it's a different
Right,
atmosphere.
right.
Um so that's like my biggest thing. Um on a different note, when networking, a lot of people don't know how to talk. And I'm talking like manners. Like I operate a certain way, especially when it comes to communicating via email. Between the hours, I will email you back between the hours of 8 and 5. Before 8 and after 5, you will not hear from me. And I feel like people should not reach out. And then people reach out and they're like, how much? What is this?
Like
Hello.
that texting. Texting is not
Yeah.
emailing.
Hello. How, like, I always introduce myself, for the most part, even if people are reaching out to me. Because, like, you don't know me personally. You've seen me on Instagram. So I'm like, hello, this is what I offer. Even though you can find out what I offer on my Instagram, I still let people know because it's just a formality. It's just a sign of respect. Because they're investing in you at the end of the day. If somebody's paying you to come somewhere, they want the bang for their buck. So I think
Well,
people can't really network that well because they just are like, like
but how did you learn this? Because I'm very serious because you work with high school girls, right? So oftentimes I'm watching them type emails and I'm thinking, and who you gonna send that to? Like,
right.
because the body is in the subject and I'm confused. Like, please delete. Okay, copy, paste that here. Okay, now put. So like for real, how did you learn that? Did this come by like starting with your mom being an educator and you really watching her? Or I mean, because how do you even learn these skills? These very soft skills that get you in these rooms.
My family is full of entrepreneurs and educators. So just seeing how my family operates business kind of helped me when I, like, at a younger age. Like, my grandpa has his own business, my cousins and my uncles have their own business, my mom being an educator. And I watch people, I observe because I see people thrive and I'm like, okay, I want to do that. Like, how are you doing that? So I'm very observant. And then my high school really did prepare me for a lot of stuff. My community is very tight knit, and I think my teachers really figured out what we needed, especially my Black teachers. And they really helped me present myself in the best ways. They showed me different things happening in the world, and they were like, "This is how you get there. This is how you do that." Um, and my older cousin, he recently became a lawyer and he is like one of the smartest people I know. And he fight shit. Okay. So he does not play. And then I just saw people do stuff wrong. And I said, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do stuff wrong. So let me figure out how to do stuff right. And I does this look right or does this look wrong? And I'll always call my mom and be like, Mom, before I send this, like, what does this look like? I think that has helped me, and I try to help my girls do that as well. Like, they recently had a public speaking session with Miss A&T in honor of our Women's History Month series, and so they got to learn how to create an elevator pitch, which most of them didn't even know what an elevator pitch was. So little experiences like that really do help in the long run because I got some experiences like that in high school, and I feel like that has helped me now. And then also just being in band, if I'm being honest, I had to do interviews and stuff, and my coaches are like, "You better make us look good," and that's what it takes to make us look good. They run a very tight ship as well. Miss Tiffany also helped me prepare, and just watching them speak to other coaches and do interviews. I like to watch people and see how they got to where they're at, especially if that's somewhere I want to be. So that has helped, and I think just being a kind person. I don't want to come off as rude. I think first impressions are very, very, very serious, and I want people to want to continue to work with me. So I want to make everybody around me feel comfortable.
Mm. This because I'm like somebody actually recently, Miss Sean Zachary from Prairie View, recently the coach at Prairie View, she mentioned in a post not long ago about it's like teach your kids how to send emails because they want to be on these teams and they're like sending these random like one word emails, like they're texting, grammar bad, everything, right? And so it's like, but do parents teach that? Like, I really don't recall. Well, I do know. I took a technical writing class, and in the technical writing class, we had to write so many short stories, business,
Yeah,
business
yeah,
letters, letters to friends. Like, we had to write, like, we had to make a
yeah.
book. But
I
I
wrote a
don't
lot in school.
know, like if all
I
schools
wrote a
offer
lot,
it.
and
I
I
don't
even wrote
think.
in cursive. I learned how to write in cursive too.
Yeah.
They're
So
they're not teaching that anymore, and that's the problem. And that's why in my
yeah.
lessons, I really do try to like insert things that they need to know. So like I try to connect like real world stuff going on to pop culture. I'm like, y'all, music isn't just music. Like people are saying these things for real reasons. Like this is what's going on in the world. And I think that's helped. So I wish more teachers would implement stuff like that, because there is a lot of stuff in school, just being transparent, in high school, that I don't use right now. But there is a lot of stuff that I got offered in high school that I do use, but I know a lot of high schools don't offer the same things, which is also like, just within the public school system, it's a lot going on. But my high school, like we had a lot more electives. Um, like I had African American Studies honors, and that taught me so much, not just about African American history, but like African history.
Mhm.
So like I was very educated on that at a young age, which helped me as I went to a HBCU, because I didn't really know about Divine Nines. I didn't know about the different Black culture within Black culture. I didn't know all these things. So taking that class, for example, helped me. So I do wish all kids got the opportunity to experience things like that. But every chance I get to help my student, even if it's not my student, I'm like, okay, how can I help you? Like, what do you need to be able to do what you got to do? Especially these kids transitioning to college, it's a lot. FAFSA,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
your essay, like it's a lot. And a lot of these kids don't have the support at home. So it's really just like day by day. I try to tell my girls, like, let me see what you're doing. Let me see. Like let me help you real quick. And they're great. They really are growing and learning, and they've become okay with being wrong. I think a lot of people are not okay with being wrong. They're okay
Yeah.
with being wrong, and they're okay with learning and making it right.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing the work because listen, I've been there and I completely understand. Like I said, I taught high school for 7 years. It's a different beast, like working with high school kids. And the things that you're implementing, like makeup classes and speaking classes and things like that, they'll never forget it. These are
Mhm.
experiences, right? They'll never forget that. And so if they never ever continue dancing beyond your team, they're gonna always come back to talk about this. Yeah, when I was in high
Mhm.
school, I learned how to do it could be random. Going to the club with your friends,
Right.
and y'all you doing your makeup. And like, girl, how you know how to do all that? Oh, I learned when I was
Right.
in high school. It
Right.
comes across it comes about so
And it's funny that
randomly.
you say the club, because I had recently we had done like a social media branding too. I had three ladies come in. I had Alexis B come in. She does photography. I had Mariah Couch. She's Miss A&T. And then I had Miss Patricia Evans. She came today. Patrice, I'm sorry, Patrice Evans. She came in today to do a makeup class. And I'm like, y'all, like, utilize your Instagram, but don't post too much, because when you at the club, we shouldn't see you in the section turning up. All we need to see is the cute little drink. And I really hope they remember that, because I remember my coaches telling me that. And now I'll see girls on Instagram and I'm like, you are sharing way too much about your night with me. Like, let's bring it back in. Just give me a cute little boomy of the drink, of the cute little cocktail, and that's it.
That's
Like,
it.
that's all we need to see. But it is little conversations like that that I've noticed my girls are like they'll see another team, and the team, like, their hair isn't all together. They got holes in their tights. They be like, Miss Clark, look at them. I'm like, y'all see? It matters.
Presentation. Whether
Mhm.
they can dance or not, we will never know because I'm not
Right.
interested now. And I mean,
Right.
so that it sucks to be so vain, so to speak, but at
Mhm.
the same time, in the essence of like this industry, it's
Yes.
supposed to be, one band, one sound, how they say. And so then
Mhm.
if I mean, now I don't believe it always all the hair has to be exactly like or anything like that. But I do know that there's a look that whatever that
Yes.
look is, everybody needs to be achieving that look,
Yeah.
however they're supposed to get there. But yeah, everybody should look the part. So it is
Mhm.
unfortunate because oftentimes they come from like rural towns and stuff like that where they don't have people, like you or whomever to really guide them. And so, it's just they kind of show up and they thinking, yeah, we're just gonna show up and dance. That's just not actually how this
It's
works.
not.
There's a
Yeah, and I try
pageant,
to
there's a
tell my
pageantry
girls,
to
like,
it that
yes,
a lot of the
it's
programs
political.
miss.
It's, yeah, it's way bigger than they think. And I also try to tell my girls, like, We are Black women. Okay, people are already making their opinions about us right when they walk in the room, or maybe right when they read your name off a paper. I said, so
Yeah.
you have to be 110% all the time, not 100. Turn it on all the time. I said,
Yeah.
when y'all walk in these classrooms and y'all are presenting or y'all are handing in work, like do it on time. Be an active student because that's going to help you in the long run. You're always going to have a foot behind everybody else just because you're a Black woman. So I'm like, yes, you're going to have to prove yourself, but if you already, are presenting yourself in a good way, it's not going to be hard to prove yourself. They're going to know who you are the minute you walk in the door, the minute you open your mouth
Mm.
and say your name in a certain way with a certain presence. They're going to know exactly who you are. So that's like my biggest thing. Whether I'm teaching my girls or going to teach a clinic, I really try to instill confidence. And confidence can be taught through dance. But
Mm-hmm.
even small thing of saying your name. A lot of my girls, I'll be like, okay, how are you? They're like, I'm good. I'm like, why are you whispering?
Yeah.
What are we whispering about right now? Because I know y'all speak loud. So it's just little things like that that just help these young women build their confidence, and that can help them when they get into a HBCU audition room or when they're trying to get a job. Either way, I think they're going to benefit from them, and I just really hope that anybody who has watched my videos or who has been taught by me at least absorb that part of it. Be confident whether you're dancing or whether you're speaking or whether you're driving your car. Be confident.
Also see that you have a little hair like situation, some, luscious beauty, what is it called? Ultimate.
Ultimate beauty. Ultimate
Uh-huh.
beauty.
So tell us a little
So
bit about it.
and I should have told you about this when you asked about sisterhood. So my big for Golden Delight, her name is Tanisha. When I got to the team, and she's from the north too, she's from New York. She became my big sister on the team. We do like bigs and littles. And immediately I loved the way she danced. And she stood in front of me in the stands, and I was just like, I want to dance just like Tanisha. Like, oh my goodness. And we became close. She now lives an hour away. She actually stays with my best friend. So it's like all three of us are like this. And she had started doing hair. So she was doing my hair a little bit on the team, but she actually like went to school, got licensed, stuff like that. And she's literally the only person who touches my hair now. And she just did my hair yesterday. She's now selling bundles, and I love the way these bundles feel. Her company is Ultimate Beauty Hair. And she does install, she does everything. She's in the Charlotte area, and I recommend her to, if you go into an audition or if you go into your birthday shoot or your birthday dinner, anything, she's gonna get you right. She doesn't send a hey boo text. She's always gonna be there, and just making sure you get right. So I wanted to definitely shout her out, because she's going to delight, and she's an HBCU grad, and she's just amazing.
Well, okay, let me ask you. Obviously I don't wear weave, so I'm wondering. So when the girls aren't wearing wigs, is it the tape ins? Is that what's in now? Or
Well, it's
splits?
really depends
They get
on
sew
what you want.
ins.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I usually get a sew-in. I love a sew-in because you can you could get a versatile sew-in, or sew-ins just last a little bit longer than a quick weave. I
Okay.
feel like when I'm dancing with a quick weave, the sweat, and it's a lot going on up there. But I love a sew-in. Tape-ins are getting in there. That's more of a luxury experience. Tape-ins and
Mm.
K-tips.
Okay.
That's a bit more expensive, but it's way more versatile, I will say. Um, but wigs, of course, I just don't like lace. I do not like lace, especially while dancing. I try to get hairstyles that I can dance in because I literally dance every day. So I'm not getting lace, and you see the makeup and the lace, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I've never been a wiggy girl. Even like I never forget. We used to put on, this was back when I used to make the half wigs, and we would have to wear them to the game. I mean, before we get on the bus, good. I'm already taking, because it had the little combs in them. I'm already
Uh-huh.
taking mine off. Like I
Oh,
can't
that
do
was me.
this.
That was me. We used to my first 2 years in the team, I never wore a wig. I had like jet black hair, and my coach was like, "Yes, we love it." My hair was heat trained because I was getting blowouts, Dominican blowouts every three
Mm.
weeks. And so my hair was heat trained. So even in the sun, I was good throughout the game. And then I had dyed my hair. My coach was like, "You're gonna have to wear a wig." And I'm like, huh. But the minute we got on the bus, I'd be like, "Pass me the scissors," and I would cut that wig out my head so fast and take those wig braids out. That was the best feeling.
Couldn't wait. Oh, I couldn't wait. They knew exactly what was going on. I'm like going up the steps to the bus trying to get that comb out. I didn't take the braid out either. I just rode on the bus with the braids in my head because I figure that part out when I get to my room.
Oh no, my hair was out, and I have a lot of hair. My hair was out by the time we got back to the
Oh, I've
band
seen
room.
your fro too. I've seen it. It
Did
is
not care.
huge.
I was like, "Who is that? It's me." We back at the band room. The game is over.
So okay, so your friend, y'all got to like you went to Charlotte. She came to Greensboro.
Yeah, so she actually, well, she does hair in Greensboro and Charlotte. I usually go to Charlotte to get
Oh,
my hair done. But yeah, she is mobile right now. She's in the area, so the Charlotte and Greensboro area. And she actually has hair on hand right now. She just dropped her hairline yesterday. I'm her
oh,
first customer with her bundle. She's been doing hair for a long time, but now she's selling hair as well.
oh wow.
So
Okay.
I think that's super convenient because I hate having to go to the store and get hair. Like just have the hair already. And so now she does. So I'm telling people now, get it before I get all of it.
All right, Sydney. Well, it was a great time speaking with you today.
Thank
We
you so much for
shall.
having me.
Yes, very exciting. So go ahead and let them know how they can follow you to get more tips and information about where you'll be next.
Yes. So my Instagram and TikTok is Sid SY with three D's DDD Brielle BRIELLE. You can follow me on there. Also the training page for my clinics, my travel clinics is triple threat training underscore. So follow to see where we're going next. And we actually will be in Atlanta April 18th. So come show out.
I'm gonna swing on by, see what y'all talking about. Where y'all gonna be at?
Creative rental space.
Okay, okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for watching today. You may follow us. Make sure you hit the bell, subscribe, youtube.com/choreo you dance. CHOREO, the letter U, DANCE. Also follow us on Instagram, Choreo You Dance, and follow the podcast at Major Business Pod on Instagram. So thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you subscribe, and we will